Hi, everyone. Today we are talking about how to be anti racist and talking about white fragility. And I think this is such an important concept. I'm actually really excited to dive into it this week because, especially with the Black Lives Matter movement going on, I've been personally very invested. And I think that being able to have this discussion in a social studies classroom is empowering. I personally am nervous to talk about racism with my students because of the population, predominantly white, predominantly rural area. However, I think those are the areas where we need to have the conversations the most. Um, Three takeaways. The first one is that we see socially agreed upon negative elements of people of color and we apply it to the entire race. But with white people, we take a few good characteristics and apply it to the race. This is so accurate. And I never really noticed this before. And understanding this it was mind blowing. The metaphor, it's raining on you, but the message is that you're dry. It's you are consistently being oppressed if you are a person of color. You are consistently um, having being treated differently, but the message is that you're dry. People are like, "Oh, we're not racist. We don't treat you any differently." And I thought that was really, really interesting because that is something difficult that people of color have to fight often. The last is we have to directly be taught to be anti-racist because we are indirectly taught to be racist. Um, we all have our biases and we're all raised with biases and we need to work to combat them. And we have to actively try to be anti-racist because of the society that we've been born in. Two questions. The one for Dr. Brown is what made you discover that vulnerability is brave? I love her podcast in general on vulnerability. I think she's an excellent speaker. She is an amazing doctor. She has done wonders for people. And I just want to know, like, how she came to that discovery on her own because it is an interesting concept. And for Dr. Kendi, I would say, can you dive deeper in your understanding of your metaphor on rain, like what I talked about earlier, like when like it's raining but you're told that you're dry. I just would like him to elaborate more because I thought that was really interesting. My takeaway, my one action step for classroom is I think it's really, really important, Brene Brown said this, to model and teach students to lean into difficult conversation, to be vulnerable. If we teach students to handle their white fragility and how to manage their white fragility in a safe classroom setting, they're going to be much more likely to do this in the future. That is it, and thank you everyone for a great semester.